Welcome back, chaps and chapettes. Greg Silverman here, your CIO. Another session of Come Learn with me. As I've been saying before, we've taken a specific interest in this time right now in the uranium and nuclear space. We're trying to learn as much as we can. We do know a lot about the space. We were around in the early 2000s where we fortunately participated with uranium going from $8 a pound to all the way to 150 and then crashing subsequently. So I think we know a little bit of what we're speaking about, and we're trying to bring you a little bit more education for your own knowledge and research on the space. Not least of which is we're participating again and we're investing again. And if you watch this and make it all the way through, which is a little bit doubtful sometimes, listening to me drawling on. But if you do, you get to the end, we will give you some instructions as to how to come and see what we're doing on the investment side and how we're looking to profit from what we think is the next uranium nuclear boom. Excuse the pun. Okay, next article here on the Come Learn With Me uranium section. China's artificial sun just smashed a fusion world record. Wow. Okay. Nuclear fusion. Let's try to highlight that again. The formidable reactor reached 120 million degrees Celsius. Wow. For an outstanding 101 seconds. Wow. That's crazy. So here's a picture of the nuclear reactor. China set a new record for sustained nuclear plasma reaction. The artificial sun tokamak reactor ran at 120 million Celsius for 101 seconds, which I guess is the temperature of the sun. That's a huge step, but we're still far from true sustained energy for fusion. Wow, okay, this is the kind of article we love to talk about and research and share with y'all. All valid points. All right, let's jump in. China's artificial sun tokamak has sustained a plasma reaction for a whopping 101 seconds at 120 million degrees Celsius, setting new records in the field of nuclear fusion. The breakthrough could pave the way for a carbon neutral energy future. Okay. You love nuclear, so do we. Let's nerd out over nuclear energy together. East, experimental advanced superconducting tokamak, or HT7U. They've just got such nice names for nuclear reactors, don't they? Is a custom-built fusion reactor that has operated in different phases since 2006. Excuse me. Like many of the world's tokamak experiments, East has reached fusion before. As a refresher, inside the donut-shaped or sometimes more spherical containment of a tokamak, sun-hot plasma swirls in a circle that's held in place by super-cooled electromagnets. Wow. This is Popular Mechanics, great publication. This magnetic field is the only thing floating between 360 million degree plasma and a bunch of human-made materials that obviously can't sustain their temperature. The plasma results from smashing different nuclei together, fusing them rather than splitting them. Oh. I think that's what's nuclear fusion, right? Or fission. This requires a huge energy investment, which critics say means fusion will never really get off the ground. And so far, all tokamaks work for just a scant few seconds at lower temperatures before something goes wrong. This is why East, which makes you just marvel at nature for a second, right? That you've got millions of suns out there burning at this incredibly hot temperature, and we're struggling to make a little ball of plasma do the same. You got to be in awe. This is why East, which is just properly turned on last December, running for 101 seconds at 120 million Celsius, is such a huge deal. It's a double whammy, a very long runtime at an extraordinarily high temperature. In 2018, the tokamak reached 180 million degrees Fahrenheit, or about 82 million degrees Celsius. But back then, East could only sustain the plasma for around 10 seconds. Wow, so almost a 10x improvement in time. That's not hot enough or long enough, but 120 million degrees Celsius in 101 seconds, which East achieved in late May, certainly are. So this is a record for both the required power generating temperature and the duration for keeping the temperature at a stable level. Why does the temperature have to be so extraordinarily hot? The sun, after all, operates at just 15 million degrees Celsius. But it also has a huge advantage because of its enormous size, getting an assist from gravity that helps to smash its atoms together. Instead of using gravity, Earthbound tokamaks must heat to many millions more degrees, in order to make the atoms amenable to the smash. Okay, some good stuff, yeah? The more I read, the more I want to highlight them. So. Okay. 120 million degrees Celsius, wow. While the artificial sun's new record is great, it's still a very long way from self-sustaining plasma reaction or ignition. That will involve likely even higher temperatures that are held for a much longer time. Plasma reaction or ignition. Wow, so it just burns on itself. As for other high-profile reactors, around the world, the UK's MAST reactor recently made headlines with a new exhaust system that reduces heat 10 times better than its predecessor. In the meantime, the Global International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, ITER, is on track to build the hugest tokamak ever, with first plasma projected in 2030. Each experimental reactor has goals to help push technology forward to help all others. The future of East could involve lessons learned by ITER, Korea's K-Star reactor, which held the previous fusion record. MAST and even private tokamak researchers that are chipping away at major obstacles to fusion energy all have the same goal: to sustain an extremely hot reaction and keep their equipment safely running for as long as possible. Now watch this. Okay, looks like an interesting video. All right, well, there you have it, guys. So we're learning more about nuclear reactors, the extremely hot temperatures, I guess the plasma balls and nuclear fusion. But still, let's not forget that nuclear requires uranium, which is almost price inelastic. There's so little uranium required for the whole cost of an entire nuclear plant. So interesting. We'll do a bit more on nuclear and uranium in the future. So thanks for joining. I did want to mention before you go, our uranium/nuclear fund that we've just launched. It's a private fund. I can't speak too much about it. Certainly don't want to fall foul of general solicitation rules. So if you are an accredited investor and you've been wondering how to take advantage or to profit from, let's say, a nuclear regeneration, and certainly maybe an increase in uranium prices, uranium mining, we have a specific private to public strategy. So we're investing in private companies with the eye for them to be listing as, let's call it, the next boom in uranium and nuclear takes off. So it's really a private fund focused on private investments. If you want more details, come on over to our website, Earthbound Invest, and we put the URL right here, as you can see it. Come over. It will require some registration, just so you can tell us that you're an accredited investor. And then we will share with you, which is a very unique, novel strategy, and not one that you're going to come across often. And we've got some deep relationships and network in this space, which would be quite hard to replicate. So anyway, come along, check that out if you've got an interest in profiting from all of this magnificent research that we've been learning about together. So thanks for joining us, Gav. And Greg Silverman from the Tower of London, out.